Welcome back, Gun Nuts. Today we're going to be reviewing the CZ-58 by Czech Small Arms. It's in the 7.62x39 caliber. Now I've already reviewed the 223 caliber, and that was a really enjoyable review to do. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I asked Aoraki Ammunition if they could send out a 7.62x39 model for me to have a bit of a play with and get a feel for the punch of the bigger caliber. Effectively what you're looking at is A category configuration. Fires the same round as the AK-47, a 7.62x39. And just to show you that one in some comparison. So this is the 7.62x39 bullet, nice big meaty projectile. So that's the 223, and you can see it's pushing a lot more weight. That's a 30 cal projectile, but it's just obviously slightly shorter powder capacity than a normal 308. So yeah, the difference between the two rounds in terms of recoil and noise and packing a punch is definitely there's definitely an increase in the 7.62x39, and it makes it a really quite a special little gun to shoot. Still nice and snug against your shoulder. Still a very comfortable gun to hold. This is the shortened Sporter version, so yeah, very easy to hold up still and steady in the aim and maintain that for quite a while, because it's not a whole lot of rifle hanging out in front of you, and the skeleton stock helps reduce the weight. So yeah, really fun little gun to shoot. So strap in, sit tight, and have a look at me having a bit of a play with an A category equivalent of an AK-47. Okay, so we've got the steel set up down there at 160 yards. Just going to give it a bit of a test. We've zeroed the VZ for 35 yards, and Streetlock reckons we don't need to change a thing in order to hit the steel between 35 and 160, so that's interesting. We're using the Romanian military surplus 7.62x39, and that's actually shot really well while I've been zeroing the gun. Shot a little bit better than Barnor, which is your sort of standard factory cheap ammo that you're going to run through a 7.62x39, and this is quite a bit cheaper, so it's grouping better, and I'll show you some of those groups coming up. So let's have a crack at that steel. It's looking pretty far away. It's a little 4-power scope, and this isn't exactly a sniper rifle, so we'll have a play, see what we can do, eh? Got that jumping around, just about fell off. So we're down here on the farm with the VZ-58 Sporter version, which is quite a short little baby. It's very short stubby barrel on it, but makes it very light, very comfortable to just snug into the shoulder. It just comes up really nicely. So I've really enjoyed having a bit of a play with it. I've whacked a Bushnell TRS-25 on the top, and that's zeroed for 50. But yeah, we're putting through some of the Romanian military surplus from Aoraki Ammunition. Incidentally, these are also supplied by Aoraki Ammunition. And that ammunition seems to be getting through this really well. A sight better than Barnall, which and it's a little bit cheaper than that. So you buy it in bulk and you get a really good deal for it. It's extremely accurate and yeah, cheap, nice to go blam. So let's give it a nudge. So one thing I've really liked about the VZ is that because it's top ejecting, you've got easy access just to drop a few more in the top of your clip. If you fire off halfway through a magazine and you want to get a full mag and you're like, I just want to top it up, you don't have to take it off the gun. You just drop in the top. That was pretty good. Okay, so here's some results of some group testing with the VZ-58 and with the Romanian 7.62x39 military surplus ammo. So this group here, and here are the Romanian military surplus. This group here is just a group of Barnall. So not the highest quality ammunition you can buy, but modern factory produced ammo, just to give you some comparison against the military surplus. So this was done, as the photo shows, up at 35 yards from there with a red dot, which is not ideal. It's kind of like trying to accuracy test it, and it's all set up for CQB, quick draw, you know, close target acquisition. So I think you can see through the photo that this is an ideal test of the accuracy of the rifle. However, the scope that I did have set up on there, yeah, wasn't high quality, and it's been killed by the recoil of the 7.62x39. And this red dot's holding up nicely, and is obviously grouping a hell of a lot better than a broken scope. So gives you some idea. So I've started up here on the right. And they're grouped well together, but it looks like I've dropped a couple down. Here is some better grouping here. I've made an adjustment up as well after this group, closer to the target, and a nice grouping there. You can see they're not huge, it's 35 yards, and the picture shows the red dot is as big as this target, so it's pretty hard to really pinpoint with no magnification and quite a big point of aim. It's harder to get tighter groups. I'd really love to get a quality short stroke scope on that and just see if I could dial those groups down and what the rifle's really capable of. But it's designed for CQB you know, close quarter, plinking, bang, bang, bang. It's not designed for a long range rifle, but I'm hoping to show you shortly. I'm going to see if I can reproduce what I did the other day when I was out here shooting with my son, and I decided to have a bit of a play with it, not thinking I would do anything, and was able to knock off a couple of standing shots at 160 yards at the gong, which is set up over there. So somewhere down about there. So I'll go back and give that a go. Not super confident, but I was quite happy and surprised to have pulled it off, standing shot, and that just comes down to the length of the rifle and the weight of the rifle, making it really easy to keep steady in the aim. I'm super impressed with this grouping down here. You know, 4 out of the 5 rounds touching, and that's like I said, you see that photo, that is just pretty hard. So that's just me getting better as I go through and get used to tapping with that sight and with that rifle. But that's a bit closer to what the rifle's capable of, and that, you know, that makes it a really good shooter. If you do need to stretch out and you want to sort of reach out a little bit further than, you know, within 100 yards, then it's more than capable of it. Two out of 3. That has carved a massive hole there in the turf. I love 7.62 by 39. Packs a lot of punch. Oh, I love it. Action. Like that a lot. Okay, so they say that barbecue plates don't make for great shooting. I think cast iron's a little bit brittle, but I'm not one to accept anything at face value. I'd kind of like to see what happens for myself, and I'm sure some of you are a bit curious about what happened if you shot a barbecue plate. I've heard they shatter, so let's see. Hopefully my little GoPro's going to come through this okay. I'm not 100 on that, but we'll give it a nudge. Hasn't shattered yet. To be fair, it hasn't made a very satisfying noise either, so there's no ding of steel, it's just smack, smack, smack in a few holes. I'm pretty sure if I give it a bit more punishment, it'll eventually shatter, so that'll be the go, I think. Doesn't want to shatter. It's not shattering, but this is quite a bit of fun. I give up. Well, giving it a bit of a pounding, certainly opened some daylight up through it. So Gunnuts, it's with a little bit of sadness that I come to the end of this review, because that means that this bad boy's got to go back in its box and get posted back to Aoraki Ammunition, and I've really enjoyed having a shoot with it. Paul and Audrey are really good about just letting me have a go with it so you guys can get a feel for what it's like. Can highly recommend these firearms. The build quality is great. You're effectively getting your hands on an AK-47 in A category configuration, which is fine with our New Zealand gun laws. So just a standard New Zealand gun license, you can own one of these and have it there and available. Same caliber as a AK, and a very similar configuration. They're not identical, but yeah, it's a very similar feel to the firearm. Yeah, very enjoyable to shoot. Very snug, very compact, especially these Sporter Carbine versions where they're a little bit shorter barrel. And yeah, you're not losing a heck of a lot of accuracy for that. As you can see, still getting out there and reaching out 150 odd yards, and very accurate and up close with the red dot. So really happy with how it performed. So yeah, it's a very simple rifle to use, very easily configured. It's got bolt hold open with the mag. Take that out, should still stay open. Release, fire, safe, mag on, bracket, and you're away. So it's yeah, it's a really simple rifle to use. Good way to get into using the 7.62 by 39 caliber. Good build quality at a good price. So yeah, it's at just what under you can get sort of a baseline AR semi-auto for. So it's definitely an option. If perhaps an AR isn't your cup of tea and you're looking for something a bit different, something a little bit closer to an AK-47, then this is very close and A category. So definitely maybe some of you need to make some space in your safe out there for this little baby. I know a lot of you already have, and there's already a lot of people that subscribe to the page and that have subscribed to my YouTube channel that already own and really enjoy these rifles. So that'll be all from me. It's running a little bit long today. There was a lot of stuff with the VZ that I did that I couldn't cut out. I just wanted to include it. It was a hell of a lot of fun to do the review. So yeah, it's run a little bit long. I apologise for that. If you've enjoyed the review, do make sure you give it a like. That thumbs up, every one of them helps. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and rock on over to the Facebook page. Come and have a look at the community there. There's gun funnies, links to other people's videos, links to specials, anything that I find cheap I tend to chuck on there and just let you guys know about. So yeah, it's not a bad idea to follow that page as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, good shooting, tight groups.